Hi, creative people. Good evening. I hope you all are good. This video is very special. So, on this video, I am going to tell you the step by step, or let's say, a comprehensive practical guide from start to finish how to become a good UX UI designer and how to land in a job and how a UX UI designer will earn an average. Okay, everything from start to finish. This comprehensive guide will give you a detailed, in-depth understanding of what is UX UI. Okay, what are the courses that you can learn, how you can learn, and what are the things that you need to know about everything about UX UI design. So it is a practical, comprehensive guide. And let me give you one phrase for this whole video. This is the ultimate practical guide video for becoming a UX UI designer from absolute beginner. Okay, if you follow these steps or the process that I mentioned in this video, then you will become a good UX UI designer. Without a further ado, let's get to know all the details. Here we are. Everything you need to about UI UX designer. It is a comprehensive practical guide that you will get everything or every point that comes under the UI UX designer. Okay, so let's start. So first, what is UX design? Okay, it's very simple. It is a simple process trying to identify the user experience and their pain points. Based on the data, creating a digital product is the UX design. Under the UX design, there are some process. Okay, UX designer is the person who perform UX designer process. Next, so what is UI design? It is also a very simple, and it is also a process trying to create the user interface, okay, based on the outcome from UX design process. Well, UI designer is the person who perform UI design process. Very easy. Okay, right? Well, let's get into it. Another page. So how to become a UX designer? So simple. You need to understand the acquire some specific skill, knowledge, tools, and technology. So some basic skills are research and analyze, information and architecture and UX writing, wireframing and prototyping. At the same time, critical and decision thinking, curiosity and collaboration, empathy and communications. Likewise, there are some other more or like soft and hard skills that you need to acquire. And then you can become a UX designer. Well, let's jump into the next. So how to become a UI designer? It is very, it is also a very simple. Okay, so you need to understand and acquire some specific skills, knowledge, tools, and technology. Likewise, visual design, principle and guidelines. Okay, you need to understand the layout and typography, some graphic elements. Okay, design and color theory that you need to understand, and attention to all the details that you are working on it, and experience with design and prototype tools such as Figma itself. So this whole presentation I created in Figma. Okay, and many more other soft and hard skills. Okay, these are the things that you need to acquire to become a UI designer. So that's it. No, obviously there are some other things that you need to worry or think about it. You have to be a creative, and at the same time you need to be a logical. Okay, and you must have to have a developer brain. So developer brain means you need to understand the functionality of a website, how it works. Okay, and whenever you are creating any kind of design element or a user flow, then how it will work. Okay, will that be a possible or not? Okay, so how actually developer develop any platform or any application, that you need to understand that process also. So simple, let me give you one example. So if there is a one any mobile application or a web application, there is a front end, back end, and in between there is a uh, database, and that all those will connect with the help of API. Okay, it will help to connect all those three things, and how they will connect, how they will work, how like database work, how backend is, how what is front end, and what are the things that are related. So you need to understand overall things. You need to develop a developer a brain also. You don't have to code it, okay, at all. Like simply if you are focusing on UI some other part, then obviously you need to know the like front end part like HTML, CSS, and some other related frameworks, JSS also, but not as like exactly a coding. You don't have to code anything single code. You don't have to single code, but you must have some kind of logical brain like a developer. Okay, so next is you need to create a portfolio to showcase your knowledge. Okay, whatever you are gaining, whatever you have experience, that you need to showcase. Even if you are learning, while learning you will create some kind of design. Okay, while creating a design you have to follow the process, and you need to build a UX portfolio. That portfolio can be also a your showcase for your knowledge. Okay, so you should able to understand the business model of particular product that you are going to create. Okay, so this fourth point is a little bit important, though it is in last, but it's important. So for example, if you are creating one designing you are performing UX and UI designer role for one particular app, let's say fintech or any digital payment app, then you need to understand their business model. Without understanding their business model, that you cannot create any good user flow. So it is very important to understand their business model. So on one side, that you have to be a company CEO. Just a role. Just imagine that you are a CEO and you know everything about your business. What do you want to do? What you are planning? What is your vision? What is your mission for that particular product? Everything you need to know. Otherwise, you can create a user flow. Okay, so a little bit you need to be a little bit deeper and more responsible. So UX designer job is like very responsible job. Okay, so that's it. Next, well, what are the other related UX UI designer career? Well, UX designer and UX and UI is not completely a different. Okay, UX is larger part and UI is comes under that larger part, but both are interrelated. With one and other, both are complementary, but still in particular UX design area, there are lots of other designation. Like UX designer is itself is there, user research, likewise UX research. Okay, usability tester, information architect, experience designer, UX strategist, UX architect, UX product manager, UX analyst, EX engineer, content strategist, and UX writer. All those are comes under the UX design area. Okay, all the titles means same, that is UX design. And likewise, there is a UI designer. Under the UI designer, obviously one is user interface. UI means user interface designer. Next is product designer, graphic designer, creative designer, interaction designer, motion designer, visual designer, illustrator, internet site designer, front end, and art director also comes under the UI design field. Okay, these are the interrelated. Whatever you want to call it, you can call it yourself. Okay, whenever you are looking for the job out in internet, then if you see any of those title, and then you can apply by reading. So what kind of career that you need to develop? So in generally there are three types. So as you can see on my screen, that type A is general, type B is a specialist, and type C means T-set. Okay, so general means, see, there is one word, jack of all, master of none, means everything, they know everything about a little knowledge. There is one proverbs, I think, little knowledge is too dangerous, right? So the person who acquire a little knowledge about the graphic, little knowledge about the front end, little knowledge about the back end, little knowledge about the API, little knowledge about the AI, little knowledge about the any DevOps or anything, or may let's say little knowledge about the cyber security. So these kind of employer or this kind of career called general type A, those have like a very straight, like simple, okay. And in today's world, that is not much very useful. When there was industrial revolution, okay, in back in the history, then those kind of employer are much more helpful because they can perform multiple tasks, okay. So it is comes under the multiple tasks, but I don't really feel that multiple tasks will help you to become a good productive and to efficient. But yeah, there was a kind of time, but now, like general employer, if you want to become a general, then obviously the word itself, it gives a kind of feeling that general means no, we don't have to be a general, you need to be a specialist or t-shaped person. So specialist means you have a very core hardcore skill in one particular. For example, developer, some developer are only focused on Java skills, like they are very good in programming in Java, but they don't have any other programming idea, or they don't have any other knowledge, but they are very focused on Java and they know everything about the Java. Likewise, so this is also good, but sometimes what happen is like some organization requires some kind of a little bit extra knowledge. So that kind of for a specialist, you need to select a little bit huge company, so they need only specialist so that they can perform like a complex task also, like Google, Microsoft, Apple. So if you see the Apple website, then their website is very very aesthetic, pleasing and functional and everything, like every aspect the website is quite good, okay. The way they play with their interface, it's quite good and interactive, okay. So likewise, because they have a specialist on particular section, so they can achieve what they are looking for. Well, next is T-shaped. So I come personally, I come under the T-shaped. So I'm a particularly specific in UX UI, like UX UI designer, but I have a little bit knowledge of front end. I have a little bit knowledge of video editing. I have a little bit knowledge of motion graphics, and I have a little bit knowledge of graphic designer. Likewise, okay. And I can if in organization, if like simple PC broke, or if I need to assemble and disassemble the PC or configure the network, then I can configure, okay. But I'm not a server guy, but I have those kind of um, knowledge also, so that I can be a handy whenever I need, like, so if there is an emergency, then I can be a handy in organizations. So for small and medium kind of organizations, okay. And mostly digital agency or UX UI design agency, for those kind of agency, I'm good for that, okay. So this is the general career type. So focus on yourselves. What do you want to be? You want to become a journalist or a specialist? It is safe. Just you need to focus and then try to build knowledge based on that kind of career development. Okay. So what are the responsibilities of generally UX UI designer will perform? So simple. So able to perform user research, okay. UX designers should be able to perform user research and create a information architecture and create a wireframe and prototype, design low fidelity and high fidelity mockups, create a visual graphic assets, have effective communication with all the stakeholders and the related and the clients and everything. And beside that, you need to perform other like soft and hard skill. Hard skill generally comes with related with the tools that are you are going to use, like Google's Sheets or anything, Office packages and communication package like Jira, Slack. And those are the software that you need to understand. And soft skills mean communication skills, okay, organized school skills, leadership skills, team player skill, okay, and communicative skills. So these are the soft skills, okay. So companies you should look for, what kind of companies that you need to apply. So whenever you are looking for any kind of company, so you can look into technologies companies like Google's, Facebook, or Amazon also, like Apple. These are the company, and software companies who develop, mostly develop on software. So out there are lots of software. Okay, likewise e-commerce companies. Okay, e-commerce companies also Amazon, and likewise there are some other companies who are working or based on the e-commerce platform. Then you can select those companies, and digital agencies who are focusing on like providing a UX UI design or service for the small, medium, and large kind of industry. So this kind of companies, a digital agency also, you can focus and you can apply for them. And if you apply on a digital agency, and you will get chance to work on multiple projects. For example, if you focus on e-commerce software company or technology, then you will be particularly focused on one specific module or task, and then you need to be you can be able to specialized. Okay, but in digital agency, that you need to perform multiple tasks, and you can be able to work with multiple project. Okay, and a startup company is good for if you think that you can provide, you have a good experience and you can provide a good value or good assets for the like a startup company, and you can give them a good leadership, then obviously you can go with the startup company. I like mostly, as my preference, if I tell, then for the startup company is like I prefer startup because I can handle the team, and I can guide them to to discipline, organize, and motivate to work, and that I can perform, and I have those kind of capability. That's why that is why I liked startup company, because you can get like more exposure, and you can experiment with so many things in a startup company. Okay, that's it. So next, well, this is the must question that I have seen in internet. So whether you need a college degree or not, and you need to study or not. See, in a very short, college degree is not required, but you need to study hard like a hell. You need to understand. Without without like reading, without studying, without researching, without practicing, you can't achieve, you can't be a UX UI designer. Simply designing any user interface in a Figma doesn't mean that you become a UX UI designer. No, not at all. First, understand the concept. If you want to understand the concept, then you need to study, do research, and then you can perform a like you can design any element, user element in Figma or any other platform. If you are very clear on your concept, then within a 2 3 4 hours you can create one user interface. But if you don't have any clear idea, clear concept, then you cannot design. You need to spend a whole month of time. You are thinking, always thinking, what I want, what do I need to design, and what where I want to keep my elements. You will ask multiple questions, and you will ended up doing nothing. So study like a hell, and then understand every concept, every principle, everything, and then you can create. So you need to follow the step by step procedure. Okay, that's all. Next. So is there any course to learn? Yes, obviously we have a course. So the most obvious course is you can find on a Coursera, that is Google UX Design specialization course that I also did, and it is enough for everything. Okay, for UX and for UI also. So, and if you like follow from start to end properly, okay, just properly, if you follow the start to end, there are altogether 7 different modules. If you follow from 1 to 7 all the modules, then you will create one portfolio also. Okay, so however, there are some other like YouTube channel, some other courses, some other websites that you can learn. Okay, or beside that, and I already created one very simple and basic course for targeting the you very absolute beginner. And obviously you can learn from there also, as I created become a UX UI designer in YouTube channel, and my YouTube channel is obviously the Talatum Creatives. Okay, so now this is the most important. Well, money. Okay. Anyway, so salary range is for the UX UI designer. That reference from the pay scales I took from the pay scales. So entry level is in as I'm talking about the UAE market. So 97,000 plus per year. For the mid level, 105,000, okay, plus per year. And obviously if you are a senior, then 1,000, oh sorry, 156,000 per year. And if you are in a creative director kind of managerial role, then yeah, 200,000 plus you can earn. This is the range, okay, of the salary of UX UI designer in UAE market. So conclusion, well, it is very easy to learn and earn money, right? However, it is the time consuming process, and it will take money, months, sorry, many months of day and night. Practice more and read as many as book you can. Try to understand and experience of user problem. See, so basically, let me conclude in a sort of way that you can become a UX designer, okay, but you need to be let's say disciplined. I don't want to say that you need to be motivated to do something. I would prefer to become a disciplined to learn anything, okay. UX UI designer is in many other way. It's very simple, and it is very easy to learn and follow the path, okay. But it require a lot of time, a lot of research, a lot of reading, lots of book. And you need to understand the user point. You need to understand the other. First understand yourself, and then you need to understand the other. Only then you can become a good UX UI designer, okay. So you are creating something. If you want to become a good, I'm not talking about the average UX UI designer. Okay, if you want to really become a good UX UI designer, then you need to understand the other, and you need to understand that you are creating something that will help a user to perform their tasks. You are trying to eliminate some problems that is still out there in this market, in every market. That is the things that you need to understand. If you understood these things in a very clear manner, then you are welcome and you will become a good UX UI designer, and welcome to the heaven. Okay, that's all for this video. I hope you get the idea how you can become a good UX UI designer. Still, if you have any doubt or anything if you want to ask, then let me know in comment section, and I'll be happy to answer. Okay, basically that's all for this video, and it is the ultimate comprehensive guide for the UX designer. So thank you for your time, thank you for your effort, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.